Yo, what's up? Me here. I have a CD collection update. CD collection number 8 coming to you right now. This is everything that I've got in the past, 2 months, maybe 2.5 months, I don't know. I have 24 new albums here, most of them new, couple old ones though. So that's cool. But before I get started, I want to say a few things. One, thank you all for, watching and subscribing and stuff. We're already close to 1,100 subscribers, which is awesome. So thank you for the continued watching and support. That's awesome. Secondly, check out, if you haven't checked out, the most recent videos, check them out. We talk about everything that happened at Gamescom. Some pretty big shit happened there. Gamescom 2014. We talk about the new Acacia Strain song. I reviewed Summer Slaughter Tour. And there's a bunch of other album reviews as well, so definitely check that out. We also started our Killswitch Engage discography with As Daylight Dies. That is reviewed, so check that out if you haven't. And coming up, there's going to be a couple things. One, a review of The Last of Us Remastered. That's probably going to happen as soon as I upload this video. So look out for both of them at the same time. Then probably a review of also Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition for when that comes out, which drops like August 19th or something, a couple days. And then there's not very much on the brand new album side, so we'll probably talk about Accept's new album Blind Rage and Opeth's Pale Communion. And then there's not much till middle of September, honestly. Our discographies will continue, but we're going to start one new thing. It's going to be called the Weekly Breakdown, and in that, we're going to just sit down and discuss everything kind of news-wise that we just really wanted to talk about, but didn't want to make a full video on it, and all that stuff. For example, we'll probably throw in what Gene Simmons just came out and the idiotic stuff he just said. So we'll probably talk about that. Maybe we'll talk about Robin Williams' death. It won't just be music. It'll be music, games, everything, literally everything. It's just going to be called the Weekly Breakdown. It'll happen every 2 weeks on a weekend, probably a Saturday. And so, yeah, I hope you guys really, really enjoy that. Let me know your thoughts on that. So, yeah, anyways, into the CD update, because that's what this video is about. And, anyways, I'm going to start with the older albums since I don't have as many of them. So, let's get started. First one is Amorphous with Silent Waters. This is a good album. This is a very good album. I love Amorphous, and I have their most recent 4 albums. So now I just gotta get I gotta keep going backwards, and then I'll get all their stuff. I just love this band. I love this band's style. I love the atmosphere that this band has, and this album is just, it's probably one of the better ones in their discography in my eyes. It's fucking great, and you should buy it, and you should just listen to Amorphous, period. Next, Sabaton with The Art of War. Yeah. This is probably, I like Carlos Rex, personally, just the best. But this might be what people consider to be the best Sabaton album. Just because this has a lot of really good fucking songs on it. Ghost Division, the title track, 40 to 1. Firestorm is fantastic. There's a lot of fairly good albums, good songs on here. I just love Sabaton. They're a fun band to listen to. They put on a fantastic live show, and they're just great, kind of power metal, I guess you can say. So, yeah, The Art of War is a good album. Next, and I got all 3 of these in a little package on a Nuclear Blast sale. So then the last album I got from that is Epica with Requiem for the Indifferent. This is a good album. I don't think it's I think it's one of Epica's weakest, to be honest with you. And it's not that bad. And that's just saying something about the rest of Epica's material. Um, it's it's not as good as the Quantum Enigma or the Divine Conspiracy or Design Your Universe, but it's still not a bad listen. I mean, there's some really good songs in here. Monopoly of Truth is fantastic. Storm the Sorrow is fantastic. I think the title track is great. Dieter the Tyrant is awesome. So there is some good songs on here. It's just overall, just seems a little bit weaker compared to the rest of Epica's discography. So that's that. These next two albums I purchased on the Summer Slaughter tour. When I saw Goat Whore, I wanted to pick both of these up. I've been wanting to get these for a while. My local FYE, basically the only CD store in close proximity to me, has these, but they're really expensive for some reason. So I got Blood for the Master and then Carving Out the Eyes of God. What a badass album name. Just saying. Anyways, I think this might be my favorite Goat Whore album. I'm not sure. They're all fucking good so far. Or the three that I have. Let's see, Blood for the Master has so many good songs on it. Collapse and Eternal Worth, When Steel and Bone Meet. Parasitic Scriptures of the Sacred Word. That is so good. In Deathless Tradition. Actually, I'm literally just running down this entire track list. They're all fucking good. I really think this is a solid fucking album. Same with Carving Out the Eyes of God. I love the title track to this. I love kind of like the chorus and that guitar riff. It's just so good, you know? It is awesome. This is a good album as well. I just like Goat Whore's music anymore. I just love the thrashiness and just the heaviness and just the energy. It's great. So these albums, I mean, there's not too much to say about them because they're Goat Whore. And if you know Goat Whore's style, that's that. Next, Communic with Payment of Existence. If you like more traditional metal and you like progressive metal, there's no reason you should not listen to this band. This band is so fucking good. And this album is so fucking good. This album is pretty much perfect in my eyes. And I need to get Communic's more early stuff as well. I forget the album names. But anyways, On Ancient Ground starts off with one of the most bitchinest guitar riffs in all of metal. And then the middle section is one of the most badass fucking things of all time. Raven's Cry just makes me want to cry with that guitar lead. Every song on here is fucking flawless. The Abandoned one is fantastic. This is such a good album. I just love, their mix. They're not progressive in the sense of, say, Dream Theater or Opeth or something. They just seem a little bit more traditional and more metal and more about, not that the other bands aren't, it just seems more traditional, I guess, and more just about guitar riffs and solos, and that's awesome. So I like their kind of different style, and yeah, and then the vocals are just so fucking good. They soar like a fucking eagle, and it's fantastic. So definitely check out Communic, Payment of Existence, please, for me. The last three older albums I have are all from the same band, and this band's quickly becoming one of my favorite bands of all time. And, I gotta thank Count Blagareth or Luke Hammerhart. They post about this band on Facebook all the time. I'm like, and this was a couple months ago. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna check these guys out. And it just floored me. It really did. And I can't stop listening to these three albums and this band's entire career, and that is Agalloch. I have Marrow of the Spirit, Ashes Against the Grain, and The Mantle. Seriously, I was going to review their new album, The Serpent in the Sphere, but I don't think I can sit here and put into words Agalloch's sound and just the feeling Agalloch gives me. I can't do it. So therefore, I don't even know if I'm gonna ever review, that album or just some of these albums, maybe in general. It's just hard to describe, and they're so flawless. I mean, their mix of, they're kind of like black metal and progressive metal, and just the atmosphere is insanely good. In the Shadow of Her Pale Companion off of The Mantle is one of my favorite fucking songs of all time. I mean, that song is perfect, and the way, my favorite moment in that song, I mean, it's hard to pick a favorite moment, but one of my favorite moments in that song is kind of how it builds up and then it goes straight to the solo. And that solo is one of my favorite solos of all time. That is one of the most flawless solos I've ever heard. But then the entire fucking record, I Am the Wooden Door, it's just an amazing fucking song. There's so many good. This is a flawless album. This is a fucking 10 out of 10. And so is this. I mean, I listen to Falling Snow and Limbs, and Not Unlike These Waves, like, constantly. And this is just a flawless album, as well as Ashes Against the Grain. And, if you ask me, I think these two are probably my top albums from Agalock, but if you ask me to pick one, I can't do it. They're both fucking perfect. And yeah, Marrow the Spirit is solid as well. It feels like it just lacks just a hair compared to those two, but it has an amazing, couple of tracks. I love the intro to this album. I absolutely love it. They escaped the weight of darkness. I love that, and then it goes right into the Painted Gray, which I think is one of the Agalock's strongest songs. Black Lake, I always say this wrong, Neo Stang, 17 minutes of fucking awesomeness. The Agalock is perfect. I really got to pick up The Serpent in the Sphere and Pale Folklore as well. I love Agalock, and goddamn, they're amazing. Anyways, on to the new 2014 releases. We got some of these I reviewed, so I won't say much. You can go just check out my review. So I got Wretched with Cannibal. This is an amazing album. I think probably Wretched's best album in their career. So many good songs on here. Next, Arch Enemy with War Eternal. What a good kind of debut for Alyssa on this album. I think this is a good album, and I'm super stoked. I'm hopefully going to catch these guys on their tour with Creator, and they're kicking the tour off. I think it's the first date in Baltimore, Maryland. So I will be there for that. So that'll be awesome. Arch Enemy, Creator, Huntress, and Starkill. So that should be a good show. This is a good album. Arch Enemy with War Eternal. Next album kind of sucks. At least to me. It's just not my thing. And I said this, if you watched my Summer Slaughter review, I said the same shit about this band I'll say right now. Origin with Omnipresent. I just feel the more I listen to this album, the more I just don't, it's not my thing. It's too technical for me, and I like technical death metal, but this is just ridiculous. And I'm not saying this band's not talented at all. They're fucking very talented guys. It's just, I wish they would kind of write songs and not just make noise and shit. So, it has this kind of spacey-like vibe going on, which is kind of cool. I would have to say my favorite song on here, though, that I dig is The Absurdity of What I Am. That's a pretty cool song. But it just isn't my thing. So don't hate me. Just not my thing. I gave it a try. It's probably the last time I'll try Origin out. So yeah. Probably this. I have this as my second in my album of the year so far, and that is Mastodon with Once More Around the Sun. Check out my review of this as well. This album is pretty much fucking perfect in my eyes. And just, it's Mastodon. And it's just another worthy addition to Mastodon's amazing career. Amazingly diverse career. And I love Mastodon's new direction. And this is just great. Check out my review if you want more. Also, check out my review of these next two. So yeah. I'm just plugging myself. Ha! That sounded weird. Allegiant, Elements of the Infinite. This is one of the best fucking albums of 2014. This album is so fucking good. I mean, I know it's the song they put out first and they have a music video for it, but 1.618, every time that guitar harmony comes back in the middle and they harmonize it, you know, the one with like all the cool fucking like tapping and stuff, I stop what I'm doing, or if I'm driving, it's probably not a good thing, and I just fucking start air guitaring, and it's just like, dude, I love that part. But there's so many good songs on here, dude. Dyson Sphere, that riff just fucking jams in that song. Our Cosmic Casket is fucking amazing. Biomech 2, Tyrants of the Terrestrial Exodus. Oh my god, this album grows on me, and at first I didn't really dig it at all. But it is really grown on me. I'm not sure if I like it more than Form Shifter, to be honest with you. I absolutely hold Form Shifter up here. It's amazing. But this is a fucking great album, and I am so excited for more material, hopefully, from Allegiant down the road. Hopefully they just make 42 fucking albums, and that would be cool. Septic Flesh with Titan. This is a good album. I don't think it's as good as The Great Mass. Yeah, I mean, you can check out my review of this as well. But it is a solid release, and it has a lot of really good songs on it. I just love Septic Flesh's style. I love the atmosphere that they create. I love how they make these very moving, very powerful parts, and then there's, you know, they can get pretty heavy. I love their, you know, the orchestration that they have going on. They're a good symphonic death metal band, and you should definitely check out all their past albums. I don't think this is as good as The Great Mass or Communion. Sorry. But yeah, this is good shit. And it pisses me off, man. They announced that tour with them and Flesh God Apocalypse and Black Crown Initiate and some other band. Initiate. And, you know, they announced it, and there was a date only an hour away from me. And I was like, fucking awesome, I can finally see Septic Flesh. I've been wanting to see him so long. That date got canceled. So therefore, that tour came nowhere around me. Now they announced this massively awesome tour with Deicide, where it's Deicide, Septic Flesh, Abysmal Dawn, Inquisition, and Karak Angren. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm like, oh my god, this is one of the best tours of 2014. Nope, nowhere around me. I don't think they like the fucking Pennsylvania area or Baltimore or any of that shit. God damn it, Septic Flesh. So I'll catch him eventually, hopefully. Anyways, Monuments with, I'm gonna butcher this. The Amanuensis. I don't know. This is a fucking great album, and I was going to review this, I just never got around to it. So this is my review right now. This is a good, kind of progressive, metalcore, gent type shit. And I love bands like this that write songs like this, where, you know, they'll have some really poppy, you know, jump up and down gent bullshit, and then they'll have some really like wicked solos, some wicked harmonies and atmosphere going on. You know how those bands are. But then, you know, their choruses will just jam, and I love bands that do that. And that is Monuments on the new album. They have a new singer for this album, and I think he is fantastic. He sounds great. The only thing I don't like sometimes is the screamed vocals. I feel sometimes they just get brutal, and there's absolutely no need for them to get brutal, because this is not a brutal fucking band. So it's kind of like, look at me showing off type of thing, and I don't like that. But songs like I, the Creator are amazing. Atlas is awesome. Saga City is one of my favorites on here. There's a lot of solid albums. Check out Monument's new album. It's awesome. It's actually surprisingly awesome to be. Belphegor with Conjuring the Dead. Sorry. This is their new album, and yeah, I haven't gotten around to review this. Not sure if I will. I know people have been asking for it, so I apologize if I don't get around to it. Um, this isn't a bad album. I don't think it's Belphegor's best because I have Blood Magic Necromance. I think that's a good album. I've been going back since I asked you guys, and I've been listening to their older stuff, and their older stuff is fucking great. And this one takes a more just straight up death metal approach instead of a more blackened death metal approach. But so it's not bad. There's some really good songs on here. I think Gas Mask Terror, Conjuring the Dead is just it's a heavy song. I think my favorite moment on this album is in the song In Death, when that riff kicks in and the vocals come in and everything, and I want to fucking headbang. It is so awesome. I love that song. But there are a couple tracks on here that remind me of just, more older Belphegor. For example, Rex Tremende Majestus. Songs like that. Flesh, Bones, and Blood. This is not a bad record, but it's not Belphegor's greatest thing in my eyes. So yeah, Belphegor with Conjuring the Dead. Check it out. Pick it up. Next, I kind of bought this blindly because I heard a couple tracks and I was like, I'm going to buy an album from this band and I'm going to actually try to enjoy it, and I absolutely fucking love it, and that is Alestorm with Sunset of the Golden Age. This album is so fucking good. I mean, Alestorm is a very corny band, with the whole pirate vibe going on that they have. So you kind of have to get past that. And once you do, you'll be like, this band's just a fun band to listen to. I love the song Drink. I think that is an amazing song. It's just a fun song to listen to. But I think my favorite song on here is Magnetic North. That is there's some really solid songs on here. And it's some good folk metal, and it's great. I love it. 1741, The Paddle of Cartanega. That is another really good song. They covered Hangover from, I forget his name. But that's a very fun cover to listen to. There's a couple songs on here that are just kind of dumb, and that's kind of Alestorm's thing. For example, Wooden Legs, kind of stupid, and Surf Squid Warfare, that's kind of dumb as well. But there's some solid songs in here, and I really dig the artwork. This is a fun album to listen to, and it's probably one of the more fun albums of 2014. Only a couple more left here. Suicide Silence with You Can't Stop Me. Check out Sam and I's review of that, and not a bad album. The more I listen to it, the more I realize that a lot of these riffs are the same from their past albums. That's just me. Next, I just purchased tickets to see this fucking band, Judas Priest with Redeemer of Souls. I am so fucking excited to see these guys finally. They're like the number 2 band on my bucket list of bands to see before I die or they die. And so I'm just super stoked. There also still Panthers playing on that show. That'll be awesome. But this album is seriously solid. It reminds me more of 80s Priest. It's great. Check out our review of it. There's a lot of really good songs on here. I love Redeemer of Souls, Halls of Valhalla, March of the Damned, Secrets of the Dead, Battle Cry. There's a lot of really good songs on here. And Rob Halford, he sounds good for the most part. Every once in a while he'll hit these really high notes that are just like a little cringeworthy. Not a bad album. Judas Priest, Redeemer of Souls. Awesome. Next, another one of my favorite albums of the year. Fallujah with The Flesh Prevails. I just saw these guys in Summer Slaughter and they ruled. Check out my review of this as well. If you want more information, this is a solid fucking album. This is technical death metal, how technical death metal should be. And that's, you can still be technical, you can still have some technical risk, but you should write some fucking songs. And there's some songs written on here that are great. Card from Stone, The title track, Levitation, is gorgeous. I love that song. Same with Alone With You. There's a lot of seriously good songs on here. I like Fallujah's new direction, and I hope, they continue in this and just really evolve, because I feel there's a lot of potential for this band. So Fallujah's The Flesh Prevails is great. Overkill with White Devil Armory. I love Overkill. They are one of the best thrash metal bands of all time. And this band fucking rocks. No shit. I'm an idiot. This album's okay. I mean, there's some really good songs on here. It's not as good as, say, The Electric Age, The Years of Decay. Fuck. I'm blanking. Iron Pound. I don't know. I just blanked out there for a second. But it's not as good as those albums, but it's a worthy addition to Overkill's career. I mean, I love the song Armorist, Down to the Bone, Pig, Bitter Pill is really fucking heavy, King of the Rat Bastards. I dig this album, and if you like thrash, check it out. 2 more left. Woven War with their self-titled debut. That was weird. This album is probably, ever since they started streaming it, probably my most listened album in the past few weeks. I'm not saying it's the best, but I love jamming this album. It is so good. And it's a great album to listen to while you're driving. That's what I wanted to say. Seriously, just take a nice drive when it's a nice day out. It's not too hot, but you want to just drive somewhere far. Pop this album in, roll the windows down, and crank it the fuck up, and you'll be like, this is awesome. It'll be just as good as listening to Creed while driving. Goatwhore is the last one with Constricting Rage of the Merciless. This album is fantastic. I mean, if you want some serious headbangs, listen to this. I love the middle section of Poisonous Existence and Reawakening, where it just gets very simple, the guitar work, and it's just simple chords, and it's just kind of just a really fucking awesome drum beat. They played a lot of these songs live, and they went over fantastic, such as Bearing Teeth for Revolt, Fucked by Satan was awesome. And I love the riff in Reanimated Sacrifice. There's so many good songs on here, man. And Goatwhore, they've seriously grown on me a lot. So, I dig this album, and you should check out my review of this. Most of these 2014 albums we have reviews up of, except for, just trying to think here quick, Origin, Monuments, Belphegor, and Ailstorm do not have reviews. They might get reviews in the future, so we'll just see. So anyways, that is my CD collection. Oh my god, I can't fucking talk. CD collection update number 8. So definitely check out our reviews of this. Just check out these albums and listen to them and let me know your thoughts on them. And yeah. And I'll do another update in a couple months. And check out, everything I said in the beginning. Thank you very, very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. It really means a lot. And see you guys later.